Hello everybody and welcome back to Pokemon White 2! So, in the last part, we faced off against the rest of the trainers in Route 7, and we once again started climbing the Celestial Tower. And also, in the process, our starter, Gothorita, has finally indeed evolved into Samurott. And now for this one, I am not only going to be facing off against the rest of the trainers here, and I will also try to see if I can get both Litwick and LGM here. Then after that, I'm gonna head back to the Pokemon World Tournament so I can see the move Reminder Girl, so I can have one of her teammates actually learn another move from another move from it. And then I'm gonna be heading back to the big stadium in Small Court, and then I'm gonna start my training for the Mistralton Gym. Bye once again. I'm going back to the big stadium. Bye once again. Going back to the big stadium in Small Court. And then after done with all that, then that's when I am gonna do my on-screen training again. Yeah. But anyways everyone, and now since I am just gonna be showing off, battles and whatnot. Now I may as well once again continue on with our list. Okay everyone, so next on our list is Samurott. Now, during its time in the Universe anime was definitely very small, considering the first time we ever saw Samurott was in both versions of the Victini movie, and then the only time in the as for the Universe episodes, we did get to see it at least 3 times. But it was utilized by the same person, and that person was named Cameron, and that was during around at the time of the Univilla, and that was during the time of the Univilla League. So, yeah, Samurott didn't exactly get much treatment back then. And then Samurott didn't show up once within the Kalos or the Alola series. But then Samurott finally got to make a return for only like 1 episode of Journeys. And that was during the last 11 episodes and that was during the last 11 episodes of Ash's journey. And then, thanks to a certain character within like Horizons, we actually got to see even more screen time for Samurott. Yeah, Samurott. Yeah, now during like Horizons, it's definitely the series where you're definitely gonna see Samurott even more. Yeah. But anyways, anyways, everyone, now next on our list is Sunflora. Now, during the time of the Johto Hoenn and the Sinnoh anime, Some flora definitely got, some flora definitely got plenty of screen time. Not a whole lot, but definitely, definitely plenty. And then it got only then it was only in for one episode of Unova, and also Kalos too. And then so Flora didn't show up once within the LOL series, but then it got to make a return again for Journeys. But it was once again only like one episode. And then Sunflora has shown up at least 3 times so far within like Horizons. So yeah, Sunflora has definitely shown up quite a whole lot. Yeah, almost now for almost at least once within every series. Despite some flora not exactly being not all that despite some flora not exactly being all that reliable in the Pokemon games. The anime definitely makes up for it. But anyways everyone, now next on my list is Musharna. And Musharna to this day still has was only in for 2 episodes only. And within those 2 episodes were the same like Musharna. And it was owned by Dr. Fennel. The only 2 episodes where you saw Dr. Fennel within in the anime were the only 2 times where you ever really got to saw Musharna. And yet and we have not seen Musharna ever since. Yeah, honestly, Musharna really needs to come back eventually. Yeah, I really wish it would. But anyways, the next on our list is Litwick. Now, Litwick was only in for 2 episodes of the Unova anime. And then it was only in, then it got to be in the Volcanium, and then during the Kalos series, it was in the Volcanion movie, and it was only in, and we all got to see it within, only within 1 episode. And then as for Alola, Journeys, and also Horizons. Yeah, Litwick has also shown up only twice. So essentially within every series, ever since the Unova, Litwick has shown up twice per series. So honestly, I really do wish that Litwick would show up even more than just 2 episodes per series. But anyways everyone, now as you just saw, the move that I told my samurai was indeed from Megahorn. Yeah, now that right there is that right there was another reason as to why I did not teach my samurai X Scissor when I didn't teach my samurai X Scissor previously. Because I definitely wanted to get my Samurai from Mega Horn instead. Yeah. Okay, everyone. Okay, everyone. So everyone. So next, alright, everyone. So next on the list is something for Espeon. Now, what else can you really say about Espeon? At this point, considering that it is indeed a evolution, which means you're gonna see it at least at least a few times per series. Now, the only times where Espeon doesn't show up for at least 3 episodes per series, now first off we have the Johto series. Yeah, the debut series for Espeon, and Espeon only showed up twice. Yeah, that's odd, huh? And then it was only in one episode of the Center Anime, and then we got to see it within the beginning of the Giratina movie. And then Espeon got to show up only twice, so within the Kalos anime. And that's really about it in terms of less frequent appearances for like an Espeon. So yeah. It is only Johto, Kalos, and also the Sinnoh animes where you're not gonna see Espeon as much. Yeah, whereas for every other series, yeah, you are gonna be seeing Espeon at least a few episodes. So it's there. Yeah, Espeon, where Espeon definitely gets a few episodes of major appearances. Yeah. But anyways, everyone, now next up on the list is for LGM. Now, LGM, just like with Musharna, has yet to make an appearance outside of the Universe anime, and but however, unlike Musharna, LGM has shown up 3 times, not 2. Yeah, and just but as I said, LGM has yet to make an appearance outside of the Universe anime. Yeah. Yeah, I really do wish, I also wish that LGM got to make an appearance outside of the Universe anime. Well, and I mean like hell, it took like them years for them to finally bring back BM after the longest time. So why not LGM too? Jeez. Okay, everyone. Anyways, everyone, the next on the list is Duosion. Now, Duosion, while it was only in 2 episodes of the Universe anime, and it got to show up in both versions, of the Victini movie. It actually got to be in only 1 episode outside of the Universe anime, and that was only in 1 episode of the Kalos anime. And ever since then, Duosion has not shown up once. So yeah, look, I guess some of these Universe Pokemon aren't exactly all that popular, but still though, you gotta give them at least some more treatment rather than just like 1, 2, or even 3 episodes of a series, and then they just do not come back at all. Like, jeez, man. But anyways, the one next up on the list is Umbreon. And what else And what else can you really say about it? And what else can you really say about Umbreon 2? Out of all of the evolutions, Umbreon is definitely the #1 favorite. It is definitely a numero like uno in terms of major appearances in the anime. Now, the only times where Umbreon doesn't show up at least 3 times per series, it was first we had the Hoenn anime, where Umbreon only showed up once, and then it got to show up only twice within the Kalos anime. So yeah, but as for every other series, yeah, you're gonna be seeing Umbreon somewhere, and I mean a lot. Yeah, honestly, I really do wish they would cut back on the Umbreon appearances. Yeah, honestly, yeah, I really do get it. I do. Yeah, now I do get why they keep shoving Now, I do get why they keep shoving Umbreon in our faces, but come on. But I mean, come on now. There are the other evolutions that they could utilize. Like, say, well, actually, the only ones that I really think that really deserves more screen time are Leafeon, and Glaceon. Yeah, whereas for the other evolutions, yeah, they often get even much more screen time than those two. Yeah. But anyways, anyways, everyone. Now next up on the list is Gothorita. Now, Gothorita's only showing up within Gothorita's only showing up within 3 episodes of the Unova anime, and it did get to show up in both versions of the Victini movie as well. And then it got a plenty of background, and then it got a plenty of background appearances within the Kalos series. And then Gothorita stopped showing up until one episode of Horizons. Yeah, so yeah, honestly, yeah, I really do wish that Gothorita would also show up more. Yeah, I know that Gothorita is also not exactly that popular out there, but still though, Gothorita definitely deserves more. But it is a one. Now next up is Frillish. Now after the Unova anime, where it definitely got a lot of appearances. But then Frillish stopped showing up until Journeys, where it got to show up at least 3 times. Whereas for one of those episodes, was the return of Jesse's Frillish. So yeah, now if you've seen her Frillish before, then you will see it now. Yeah, but anyways. And then Frillish has yet to make an appearance within Horizons. So yeah, honestly, yeah, I don't mind Frillish taking a backseat, but I still wish that Frillish also would have gotten at least a few more episodes. Yeah, now, instead of actually going like an absent, as soon as the Unova anime ended, like, jeez. Yeah, and then you essentially have to wait until Journeys for like a Frillish, for a Frillish to finally be brought back again. Yeah. But anyways, everyone. No next up. Excuse me. But anyways, everyone. No next up on the list is Whimsicott. Now, during its time in the Unova anime, wasn't exactly all that much either. Now, well, it got to be in within both versions of the Victini movie as well, and it also got to show up within the Genesis movie. And it was only in 2 episodes. Then after that, Whimsicott didn't show up once within the Kalo series. Then it got to make a plenty of background appearances within the Lola series. And then Whimsicott didn't show up once for Journeys. Then it got to show up one more time. Then it's shown up one more. Then Whimsicott has shown up one more time within Horizons. So yeah, honestly, even though Whimsicott doesn't exactly get that much, I get Whimsicott not exactly getting that much major focus, but essentially just going like on and off like within. But then honestly, I just don't get why they cut off Whimsicott. Now within the second of like every series, then for them just to bring it back for the odd numbers. The odd numbers being Unova, Alola, and then Horizons. And then with the even numbers, of course, being Kalos and Journeys. So yeah, honestly, I really don't get why they chose to do that. But like I said, I get why they don't exactly give Whimsicott major like screen time. It's just, I really don't get why they essentially drop it within the free even numbers. Yeah. Excuse me again. Okay, everyone. So, alright, everyone. So, last up on our list, as of for now anyway, is Lilligant. Now, Lilligant, I believe Lilligant definitely got a plenty of like, I believe Lilligant got some, I believe at least some, what was in some episodes of the Unova anime. Then I believe it got to be brought back at least once or twice within Kalos. Then I would say it definitely got the most major focus within the Alola series. But then, however, it still wasn't that much. Yeah, but we still got to see some actual major screen time within that series. And then Lilligant only showed up for only like a few, Lilligant only showed up for only like a few, only for like a few episodes of Journeys. And that was only because go got you one. So yeah. But even then, it took him until like the third season of Journeys for him to actually catch that Lilligant. So honestly, you really did not get to see, you really didn't get to see Lilligant that much anyway. And then I don't fully recall, but I believe Lilligant has only shown up within only once or twice within like a Horizon so far. But anyways, everyone, with that said, that is just with that said, with all those trainers, the big stadium and small court defeated again, it is time once again for some like off-screen training. And so, to the next part, I'll see you guys next time.